I've not checked the time actually. What time? Oh. Been chatting on Soapbox. So, I was just on Soapbox and I don't know if it's someone in chat mentioned something about symbolism will be their downfall. And we're talking Q post here, but not that this that I'm going to talk about is a Q post, but symbolism will be the downfall. And we've seen a few things this week in the people. Sorry about the names, but I get mixed up with everybody's names. There's that many of them. With symbolism, like the name I can't remember, the woman who had the ring on in a triangle, which meant she liked boys, as in people who don't know what I'm talking about obviously won't know, but those of you who do will. But I came across something today because they also talk about the symbolism in, you know, the videos that I put out there for songs. You know, the celebrities with their videos and their songs. I don't know if some of the... I'm not saying all artists are corrupt because I think some of them might be in it and they don't really know. They're just doing what they're told, you know, to do in the music video. Because I don't believe all artists are allowed to do their own thing. I think a lot of them are controlled. And if they do know, which I think some of them do know, they're sick. Like, I believe, well, there's a lot of them. And a couple naming Katy Perry. What's she called? What's she called with the blonde hair? A lot of people like her. Long blonde hair. Lady Gaga. Because I've seen some weird videos of her lately. But this person, this young singer, was in, it wasn't the Mickey Mouse, not Clubhouse, what was the Mickey Mouse show that Britney was on and all that? She wasn't in that, but still, she was in something from being quite young. I don't know if you can guess who it is. You know, and being in the limelight or whatever you want to call it, spotlight for quite a while, you know, since she was younger. And she used to have red hair at the time, dyed red, cherry red hair. Don't know if anyone knows who it is. And it just makes me wonder as well. I'm not saying she knows, but it does make me wonder because some are born into these satanical families. And I was showing the QAnon massive map of deception. Hi, James. And she was at a concert in Manchester, we all know, and it's on here. I can never get a name right. It is, I'm going to say this wrong, Ariana Grande, or whatever her name is. Hi, Sandy. I've not seen you for ages. She's got a video out. I don't know if this one's new, but I think the other one is after this one. I was just checking them out because they say you can see symbolism in the videos, even if they don't know it's in there, but it's in there. Like a few weeks ago in the gala video, I don't know if that's all the celebrities were at the gala party. They were all dressed in because we're all talking about the things we're talking about at the minute and the overtake of like Christianity and stuff like that, because that is what's going on. They were all dressed as in, how would you explain it, like Christian beliefs. Like someone was dressed in a dress that was supposed to be like a stained glass window of a church, the design on the dress. I believe, I don't like her anymore, Rihanna was dressed with a big white dress on with like a bishop's hat on. I think that's what she was dressed as. I've seen videos of her talking when someone's looked at the video and they were talking about her relationship with Chris Brown. You know, when he supposedly hit her. But now some other stuff's come out. It's a bit like, what's going on? She was dressed like that. Who else? There was loads of people dressed up as like bishops and priests. And to me, it was like taking the mick. We're not allowed to take the mick out of anyone else's religion, so why do they do it? And it's funny that as well with Robert De Niro standing up saying what he said about Trump. Trump's Christian, so obviously Robert De Niro isn't. Because it's not about the left and the right, it's about people knowing right from wrong at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what religion you're in, it's knowing what's morally right and wrong at the end of the day. So this one, she's got a song, because I don't really listen to this sort of music, but she's got a video called Light Is Coming. Now, people have been talking about, we know in Q posts have been talking about, you know, the light, dark turning to light. So this made me think as well. Might not mean anything to anyone, but I just thought, So the light is coming. Now this video I was watching, someone else did a video on it talking about saying, a lot of Luciferians who worship the devil say the sun, the light is Lucifer, is the true, you know, God or whatever, Lucifer. But we all know the light is God. But they say it's really Lucifer. So like light is coming. And she's in, if I remember correctly, she's in a forest. Famous people are the last people I'd take advice off as well, exactly. But she's in a forest. I think it's this one. I don't think it's the other one. And I'm sure this video is with Nicki Minaj or whatever her name is, with her. And she's not in it a lot, but they're in a dark forest. So, you know, it's always that dark and light thing. In a dark forest, running around. And then she's got light, really light blonde hair, which makes me laugh. I'm not saying MK Ultra, but a lot of, you know, Kanye went through that thing of having like really blonde hair. So did Kim Kardashian. But she's running around and she's singing about the darkness. The light is coming. And then I think it said in the lyrics, light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole. And in this video it was saying they swap it round if they're Luciferians, because they say that the light is, you know, Lucifer, and Lucifer's all good, which we know he's not. And the light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole, as if to say God is the darkness, you know, like it's the Antichrist the other way round, because they work backwards anyway, we know that. It's a bit like mainstream media, what they say on mainstream media, we know it's completely the opposite. That's how they work. And it was just a bit of a, when you watch it, a bit of a video. But that wasn't the video I was looking for. I came across this one. And then I came across the other one someone was actually talking about, which was, oh, and by the way, in this video, it's very dark. And then when she's singing the light is coming, she is at one point holding a big crystal ball and it's really light. And, you know, they're going on about witches and stuff like that. I mean, the dark occult, so that sort of side of it. And then when she's singing dark, the light is coming, these lights are flashing on in the background, and guess what colour they are? Red. Don't need to say any more about that. But the actual video, I'd like you to go and look at, if you're into all this sort of like symbolism thing, because sometimes I believe a lot of them know, and the ones who don't are obviously just going about doing the video, you know, someone's designed the stage and put the stuff out and they're singing away, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes they flash on things that quick, because there's a Justin Bieber one that there was a load of things on the background in the wall with a load of writing, and you won't believe what was actually on the back of the wall because it flashes that quick. Someone had slowed it down. I'll have to have a look at that video again. But this one, because you don't normally take any notice yourself because you're listening to them singing and it's flashed on pretty quick, I paused it and I thought, what's that? And at some point, this video is called No Tears Left to Cry. Sorry if you like it, but, you know, this is what I saw. And I think it was a bit of that light and dark theme going on again, because I think she's walking down some corridor, but she's upside down. She's walking on the walls and then coming down to the floor. That to me symbolises as above, so below, you know, good versus evil and all that side, a flip side duality thing. And she does that a lot in it. And then I think in some point she comes through the floor and she goes into like some sort of tunnel with all like fairy lights everywhere. Lights, it's very dark but with lights. And then, if I'm thinking of the right video, and then some point in the video, oh, she says shut your mouth in this video as well. Shut your mouth a lot in it, which I think it's quite funny, that, quite convenient, because of what everyone's talking about at the minute with the stuff that we know with Q and that, and the evil ones, as we call them, the elites, whatever, they do want us to shut our mouths. They don't want us getting stuff out. They want us to sort of shut up and go away and not talk about things, because that's how they've always got away with it. But she, in the middle of the video, she goes and sits on the floor. Yeah, subliminal messages, that's what I mean. There's subliminal messages in this one, even if she doesn't know. But she sat on the floor in a circle, like a ritual circle is a circle. So she sat in a circle, and we all know circles have got to do with things. And when you do a ritual, normally you sat in a circle, if it's like a witchy one. And she takes her face off, so she's got like a blank face, and there's 3 of her faces on the floor, and then a few dotted about, and she's like singing to them, and they're looking at her. And all I could think was the 3 in the middle, because there was a few dotted about, but there's 3 next to each other in the middle. All I could think was, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's what came across to me. Also, when I paused it, I was a bit shocked, because I was like, what's that on the floor? And like I said, it's only a little bit, so if you were watching it normally, you wouldn't even think about it. But in the circle is a few pieces of jigsaws, because funny enough, this is a massive jigsaw we're trying to put together. A few pieces of jigsaws. Then there was a couple of eyes dotted about, like drawings of eyes, or I've got hair in my eye now. Pictures of eyes, but there's a lot of like just the one eye, you know, Illuminati, cut out. And then I noticed, I didn't see it at first, there's a massive, big magnifying glass on the floor over a picture of half a face, but it's only going over one eye like that. So there's the eye symbol again. And there's a lot of the eye symbols on the floor in this circle when you go and look at the video, if you pause it. Also, I noticed there was a letter, and it was just on the side, and I tried to look at. Hi MJ. Oh, did you like your brew and your sausages and what did I say it was? Bacon and sausage sandwich. Your virtual bacon and sausage sandwich. I've been feeding MJ very well today. Oh, Portland, Oregon, I can never say that. Hi, yeah, in this video, I like my friends from across the pond. I don't think you'd ever get fat on that, MJ, because it's not real food, is it? But, you know, I'll put it through the TV, through the screen to you. But the biggest thing I saw, thank you, was a letter in the corner of the video. And when I paused it, it said on it, if you go and watch the video, you can pause it yourself and see if you think I'm seeing what I saw. But there was a word at the top that had something over it, and I swear to God it said blood on it. Then it said what looked like to me, if anyone sees the video, and this is No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana, I can't say her name right, Ariana Grande, whatever her name is, I can't say her name, I've never been able to say her name properly. And it says sweetener, breathing, and then the biggest thing you can see underlined says God is a woman. God is a woman, and then it says successful underneath that. So check that video out. Hi. I don't know what time is it in America. It's what time is it? It's like 7:15 in the evening in the UK. Hey, my Sky 5D. Hey, my Sky 5D. Oh, on there. And oh, is it only 11 a.m? I always forget. 4 a.m. here. Where are you, James? Can't remember. Where's everyone from again? Well, if she said on that video, they have underlined God is a woman. Oh yeah, Australia. God is a woman. So you know when I was saying about feminists the other day that have gone really over the top? 16 minutes past 2 in Cleveland. Ah. Liberal infested in California, yeah. And to me, that's saying, now saying about all these stupid feminists who've gone right over the top with it all, trying to demonise men and everything. Why does that say in that letter on that video, God is a woman? Because everything's a woman these days now, isn't it? Women don't want men anymore. I do, but a lot of these ones that think they're, I don't know, they're just demonising men to make them seem like they're rubbish when they're not. We need our men, and we need them more than ever at the minute. Ohio is that where Trump's from originally? Or are you just saying that? Is that where he's from? I don't know. The Trump Meister, I call... No. Oh, okay. The Trump Meister, I call him. I love Trump. I love him. Oh, is he from Queens? Oh, but he won Ohio in the election. He'd win the UK if we had one over here. He's supposed to be visiting next month, but I was just saying about, I can stay on for a chat anyway if you want me to, but I was just saying about this. Honest to God, go and check this video out when you've got time. No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. I know I've said the name wrong because I can't say it. Oh, a feminist said men are only good for war. Well, they would say that because they probably wouldn't want to go fighting in it, would they? Because they'd be too busy getting the Botox and the fake lips done and all that. I don't know. That's not what you're all good for. Women can join in this fight against evil, but we do need strong men. We don't want men bowing down and running the other way. You know? I don't know. I was saying to MJ today, I said, I don't know where they all are over here. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good men over here, but there's a lot of sleep as well. I don't mean like my generation. Hi, T. Lee Jones. I don't really mean for my generation or the generation before, because I think if it's a bit back, we sort of know. It's like the new generations that they're trying to soften down. They're trying to make like... It's a bit like my eldest son. He's a bit like that. My youngest isn't. He's a bit roughy-tufty, and I'm going to keep it that way. But I don't mean he's soft. He's just, I don't know, it's just this generation with his gaming and stuff, and he just doesn't want to do things. And it's like, oh, you know, like, where are the real men? So my youngest is just going to make sure he's a man. Real men are respectful. They are, and that's what I think, totally going off the subject. I've just found gentle soul. Yeah. See, a good man to me is someone who will be strong in a time of being strong, you know, but he's not going to like overpower his woman, or obviously he's going to stick up for his woman. And he's going to put her on a bit of a pedestal because, let's face it, we all like a bit of that. But he's going to... I'm probably old-fashioned. You need a man likes to protect a woman likes to feel protected. Women now are like, no, we're really, really strong. You are from another era, thanks for being... That's what I mean. I've been on a few dates before, and I've been on these dating sites, and like, some men think I'm like... I don't mean too old-fashioned. I'm not too old-fashioned, but like, I shouldn't want that. Or like, other friends have told me, oh, you should be going out doing this, having fun that way. And I'm like, no, because I don't like that. I want to be respected. And I just don't get why, I'm not saying all men are like that, because they're not, but men want to feel like a man, and men like to protect the woman. Women like to feel protected. I'm not going to lie and go, oh yeah, I want to be dead like these feminists and that like I'm the tough one. No, I want to feel protected. Doesn't mean that I can't protect myself, but I want to feel protected off somebody. But a lot of people I sort of met or spoke to on these dating sites, which was a while back now, they just don't... I'm not saying everyone, so I'm not putting everyone in the same box, because I know it's not every guy. I'm just saying some of them are just like disrespectful, and they've got no manners, and like get really... To me, if you're going on a date with someone, maybe it is old-fashioned, I don't know. You go on a date and you... It's like I felt pressure before, like, you know, like you should like them straight away. You go on a date to see if you get on with somebody, and then if you get on with somebody, you can make a few more dates and meet up with... I know in America, I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if it's all America, but I know in some places, don't know, like New York and that sometimes you date other people. Is that right? That's what I've seen on TV. Anyway, you date other people. You know, you don't just date one person. I'm not saying all of America, but I've seen shows when I used to watch telly where they're like, oh, I'm dating like 4 different people. People do that in Jamaica and all over. Well, they do. And some people do it in the UK, but I'm not like that. I can't. If I was talking to someone on a dating site, this sounds really stupid, but this is what I've done. Say, like, if you don't know, when I used to go on Tinder, any of these dating sites, you'll like someone by the picture, even though that's a bit like, you know, shallow, but that's how it works normally. And then, getting dry lips, and then if you match up, you'll talk to each other, and then someone else might match up and talk to you, but I can only talk to one person at a time because I feel like, even though I've not met the person, and I might meet them and realise we haven't got much in common or we don't like each other that way, I feel like I'm cheating on them. Even though I haven't met them, I just feel bad that I'd catch myself up talking to some other people and I'd get confused, and I don't know, I just don't like it. But not that that's a problem, because really you shouldn't put your eggs in one basket, but that's just me, if you know what I mean. But a lot of people say like, oh, have fun and all this, but I'm a bit like, I'm a one woman man, is that the right way you say it? And I've even had people saying to me, oh, we'll just have a bit of fun, and like, well, you don't have to just see me. And I'm like, no, I'm not like that. And then I've had people saying, you know, just meet me for some fun. And I said, I'm not like that either. If I like somebody, I want to be with them. And if I really got to like them and it was just for a bit of fun, I'd feel used. Even though people say, oh, yeah, but you're having fun too. But it's like, yes, but I know, because I'm quite an emotional person, that I would get feelings for that person and probably more emotionally involved than that person. So I'd just rather not. I don't want someone who just wants to do that. I want someone who likes me for me and wants to be with me, not just like gallivanting off all the time. Not being second best, if you know what I mean. But I know there's nothing wrong with it. I know a lot of people do that in different countries. So yeah, you need to have compatibility. But I've just met quite a few men over a couple of years where they just don't seem to have, like I said, it's not all men. It's not all men. So if there's anyone here, it's not all of you. Friendship is the biggest thing. It's like they don't have any like manners or morals, or do you know what I mean? It's like being lost down the line somewhere. Like, people need to have dating training. Like, I was joking the other day saying about everyone who knows about QAnon, saying we're Cupids. I should set up a dating site for single QAnons who are single. At least we'll have something to talk about, because it's quite hard to talk about this stuff to people that don't know. But I don't know if you get what I mean, but it's just like, I don't know, it's hard. And the thing that we know that's going on in the world today, hang on a minute. Thought someone was at my door, they're not. And I don't know what it's like on the men's side, if anyone's been dating women, but it's just like, I don't know, it's difficult these days. It doesn't seem like what it used to be, unless it's me getting older. I don't know. But I've been made to feel, I sort of went on a date with someone once. I was made to feel that they actually told me to my face that I was a horrible person because basically I didn't want to sleep with them. I'm like, I've just met you. What are you going on about? Like, hello. You meet up to see if you've got a connection, and if you get on, you could see somebody. Yeah, not always, because my sister met her partner on there and they're really good together. They've had a kid together and they're together and they're getting married, and she was just really lucky. But I seem to have like weirdo slapped on my head, the way like the radar of attracting strange people, because I don't know, it's just you could see somebody's picture online. It's very easy to take a nice picture and someone goes, oh yeah, you meet up with them. They might sort of they lie as well. They don't. It's not always the person you meet up with on the picture. It could be like somebody's brother. They do that sort of thing, or a picture from like 10 years ago. Well, do you know what, TJ Lee? Do you know what? This is one for you. He was actually a black guy, and he said to me, this is why I don't date, this is what he said to me, this is why I don't date white women. And he said to me, his girlfriend before, he'd met in a restaurant or something, they locked eyes with each other, you know, like you do. But then he was jumping in bed with her 8 hours after that, and they were together. So I was like, right, so I'm not going to do that because I don't even know you. And I was quite like taken back when he said that. But I don't know, it was just a weird thing to say. And he actually said I was a horrible person because I didn't do that. And I was like, I'm a horrible person. Well, exactly. I think he must have been. I said to him, don't you think it's better for me to say that than saying, like, if I had have done, and then, like, it makes you look like everyone you get with on the first night that you're doing something. It doesn't work like that. You've got to build up respect for each other. You know, you can look at a pretty girl on a dating thing and a guy, you know, and people do go off looks, but it does also count what's inside. Then you can go meet that person and realise they're an absolute idiot and they've got no personality and they're not a nice person. And then if you see them within and within is ugly, they therefore become ugly outside, if you know what I mean. Or you can go out and meet someone that maybe you didn't think you'd get on with, that wasn't really your type, but you're trying a different type. You know, maybe you don't think they was good looking, and you meet them and the personality comes out and what's the content from in, and you realise, and then they change, they become more handsome or beautiful because they have, well, because they have a beautiful soul. That's why I do believe in that. But I'm not saying everybody I met was like that, but it's just like, but then again, when you look at what's going on in the world today, with like that video I was talking about, and the way us lot on Soapbox, when we know certain things about how feminists are demonising things and they're ripping families apart and values, there's these values, like we say, Christian values of like dating and women and men respecting each other, and like, where's the chivalry gone? I'm not saying all the guys, but Jesus, guys, like, where's the chivalry gone? Like, I watched this dating program. I haven't watched it for a bit in the UK called First Dates, and I know it's that thing where a man goes to pay for dinner, and she now says, "Oh no, I'll pay." But there was one woman who was just really adamant. But the men, I could tell the man who wanted to pay, he really felt offended because he really wanted to pay. Because normally it is that thing. I know it's a bit old fashioned, but they pay and then next time you pay, but like that sort of thing. But he was really offended because he really wanted to pay, and she was just adamant he wasn't. You have to trust your gut. I was quite bad. I never really used to trust my gut. I was all like, oh, but now I do, don't you? You learn. But where's the chivalry gone? I love all that. But I just must be just a bit old fashioned. But so if there's any men out there with good manners and strong men with a beard, got to think about beards at the minute. A nice beard though. The Viking looking type. With manners, likes protecting his woman, he's got good values and stuff like that, then send your messages in. But we'll start a dating site on here. But Check, check, check. But I just think that is what's going on around the globe. It's definitely Christian values and beliefs and stuff. They're trying to, these elites and that, trying to rip families apart. I've seen that in my own experience and have sat back now and thought, you know what, that's, you know, because of all these videos and stuff they put out on, I don't mean now, but you know, like the younger generation now, videos they put out, these celebrities, you know, like all what they sing about in the song, sexualizing everything and making out it's all about money and you've got to have this, that, and the other. So you see a lot of it, I don't mean all women, a lot of these young girls today, you know, they're having all the Botox done at stupid ages and they're all having, you know, I'm sorry, like gold diggers. I'm not saying they're all like that. Gold diggers just going after people for money and they're not really interested because it's a soulless society. It's becoming, that's what they want because they're soulless. A soulless society where they don't care. They're just going after what I call what the Joneses have got all the time, and that is not happiness. They're not bothered if they're stepping on the friends. They're not bothered if they're stepping on the family. As long as they get there to that goal of like, whoa, look at the guy I've got with the shiny car and loads of money. It's just pathetic. Real men are in Texas, right? I'll catch me plane tomorrow. I know. It's just, do you know what I mean? And they're pumping all this out all the time. Like, is my ex helpful with me? Son. My eldest one's, that's a totally different story. He's older. He's nearly 19. Yeah, he has him, so I can't complain. I said this video the other day about, you know, women shouldn't keep the children away from the dads because that's what a lot of women do. Not all, but some do it out of spite because it's like, oh, they went off with someone else and I really hate them and I'm going to hold a grudge. Yeah, it is good, a grudge for years, so I'm not going to let you see my son. And, you know, they play off each other like that. I could do that because my situation was heartbreaking at the time when it happened. People have seen videos, you know, about it, so I don't need to go on about it. But I had to just sort of, I don't know how you forgive someone for that, but I did forgive. It took me a few years, but I did forgive, and I just think, you know what, at the end of the day, it would only be hurting my son, so you've got to like get over it and just think, you know, whatever. If anything happens that I hear about that isn't, you know, he wasn't looking after him properly, something like that, then I'd have a problem. But that's what you've got to do. You've just got to put everything aside. Unless it's somebody, you know, you're not sending them because of a really big reason, you know, like they're an alcoholic or something and your kids can't be around them. Fair enough. Yeah, or mental health or something. But you've got to let them, they need the dads in their life at the end of the day. So, you know, it's just I'm not saying all women do that, but some women don't think about that. You're trying to get your own back on your ex, but at the end of the day, the only person you're hurting is your child, where he loves going to his dad's and his dad's new partner don't have a problem with her kids. They all get on. So what's the problem? There isn't a problem. You know, it's hard sometimes, but you've just got to do it for your kids. So I seem to be doing okay. Yeah, I am. I've had my ups and downs, but I am quite a positive person, and you've just got to sort of like breathe, get over it, and like, because it's that thing of being stuck in the past. If you keep dwelling on it, you get stuck in the past. And the thing is, there's always something better around the corner. Even if it takes a couple of years, there's always something better around the corner. Things happen for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. I don't think it would have worked out anyway. And there's always something else just around the corner. And it's normally when you're just about to give up, then something happens or you meet somebody or whatever. Yeah, you got to be positive. No matter what crap you go through, you've got to be positive. Yeah, look to the future, MJ. I think MJ's in that situation, as you were saying before, but I've actually enjoyed being single for the first time. I wasn't one of those that I hate. I'm more of a person that likes to be with somebody. I don't mean stuck in the pockets 24/7, but I am the sort of girl who I like to be in a relationship. I normally was always in a relationship, so I'm not used to being not in a relationship. And it's been about well, I split up with his dad when my youngest was, he's 3 now, was 5 weeks pregnant. Chucked him out. And people know the story about that though. But so yeah, really, apart from one person I dated, I've been single really for quite a bit. But in a way, I hated it at first, but then it was like, do you know what? It's really good because you actually get to know yourself properly, and you can do all the things you want to do without someone nagging you. And I don't know, sometimes after being with someone so long, it's quite nice to just get to know yourself. Never been married, never married. No, he's nearly 19 in December. I was 22 when I had my first, so 41 now, so it's not that young, I don't think. Nearly got married, but I'm actually glad because I know it sounds daft and some people might think, oh my God, you know, oh, you haven't been married, blah, 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 you've had kids. Well, get over yourself. I actually am quite happy that I'm not. Yeah, you're 45 and your eldest is 15. Yeah, I'm quite happy that I've not been married. This is going to sound really bonkers. Is because I do truly believe that my first son's dad, I think, if we'd have got married, we'd be divorced because we didn't stay together anyway. Only because I know maybe in a marriage you try a little bit harder because you're married and it's harder to get divorced. I don't mean it's harder to get divorced, but obviously if you're not married, you can sort of, you know, you don't have to go for the divorce and all that. So maybe you work a little bit harder, right? But I do believe then we just weren't ready, and a lot of people do that. They can get, I'm not saying everybody, can get people who are married young and they stay together forever, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, and in my ideal world that would have been me. I really believed when I left school that was what I was going to do. It didn't work out like that. It still hasn't worked out like that, but I still think I'll be going down a Zimmer frame by the time I get married, if I ever do. Do I want to get married? I'd like to think I would, yes, but I don't know. But I just do believe we would have been divorced. Oh no, I know you weren't saying anything out of, you know, whatever. I do believe we would have been divorced because I do believe we were too young, and I just think we would have got divorced. So I would have had a divorce under my belt, but not saying that's wrong if anyone has been divorced a few times. I know on Soapbox, I can't remember who it is, MJ, was it? So who's been divorced on that? Who speaks out on there, someone. But yeah, I'll rock a Zimmer frame. Yeah, I can walk down the aisle on a Zimmer frame. I can have all like flowers on it, bling it up a bit so it looks a bit trendy, you know. And then I'll probably drop dead when I say I do, and that means we'll have never got married, but never mind. I just joke about that all the time, but I just think when I look back on my life and things that have happened, I mean, maybe it wouldn't have happened like that, but I just think I know more now. I know it sounds stupid, but I know more now what I'm actually looking for in a man that I'd want to marry. That sometimes in the past when I was younger, I've just done things because I thought they were the right person for me. They weren't. I knew in my gut they weren't, but I just didn't want to believe that they weren't because maybe I was a bit infatuated. You know, when you're a bit younger and you can be a bit infatuated. And now I think, do you know what? I'm glad I've not been married. I will be going, you know, when they say I do, and I'll be like, and then I'll go, and then I'll have a heart attack on my Zim frame, and oh well. I always joke about that. But, so in a sense, I'm glad because I think, I won't say if, I'll say when I get married, that um, it will be definitely for the right reasons. Definitely. And it won't be someone, it won't be someone that maybe was, I'm not saying everyone's like that because it's great when you stay together for years and people have worked at it like you should. People's heads get turned too much today, I think. You know, there's a lot of pretty women out there, but you know, I'm not saying all men can be like that, but because women can be like that, you know, but they get their head turned very quickly. They think the grass is greener on the other side, and then you find out it's not actually greener on the other side. You have got to look inside somebody as well, because as you get older, your looks fade away, and what have you got? What have you got when your looks go? Not unless you're having loads of plastic surgery and everything, but when your looks go, and it does, and I'm sorry, we all get old. Look at these grey hairs coming in. What do you have? If you can't get on with someone and you can't share good experiences and you can't have a laugh with each other, then what have you got? You've got nothing. And I also think Yeah, it's very true. You have experienced love, which is a great. The weirdest thing is, I think now when I look back, is the best relationship I was probably in, which is just mad, was probably with my eldest son's dad then. But I can't harp on that because it wasn't right, and I don't know if you get what I mean, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. But I don't. It still wouldn't have worked out. We're friends anyway. That's fine. He's with someone else. That's great. But I just think, um, it's just me. It's just the way I am. But I just think if you to be with someone isn't just about, you know, the that side of it. You have to be friends with someone because when you get older and you're probably incapable of doing things or whatever, I'm just going to start laughing again now. You've got to be friends with each other. You've got to have a good personality. You've got to be able to get on. I seem to have got with people who just want to cause an argument all the time. They call me a drama queen, and I'm like, no, you know, when you can have a discussion with somebody, why can't you chat things out? I mean, this is a problem in the world today. People aren't chatting, talking truth, and, you know, we can't talk about stuff. To just have a conversation. It doesn't mean you have to agree with each other just because you're with each other, but you've got to get on. You've got to, to me, you've got to be best friends. If you're not best friends with each other, then there's something wrong. And like, if you're not, I've had a lot of like disrespect with people I've been with who haven't respected me, and have sort of like silly things like when we've gone out, they've ignored me, or they've gone off talking to other girls and then don't sit near me. Like they act like they're not with me, which I don't get that when someone's like that. I've had a few people like that. It's like, what you doing? And then start getting really funny when you're out with them, and like just not letting you do things in your own home, and just like being quite controlling. A narcissist. I've dated a few narcissists. Not good. And that's what's been good about me being on my own now, because I know, looking back now, like what I don't want, and I would never take that crap off anyone ever again. It'd just be like, there's the door, see you, bye. You know, because I'm quite a placid, I don't mean placid, I will say what I mean, but like, I've probably been stepped on a few times because I thought someone loved me. And that's the thing, when men say that to women, they're all like, oh, you know, because they want men to say that to them. But if a man's just saying it because they know they can wrap a man a little finger by saying that and then treat them like crap again, some men do that, and I've dated men that have done that, and it's horrible, because if you think you really love someone and someone's treating you like crap, it's really, really not nice. So being on my own has given me that like toughness, and realise, what the hell was you doing dating someone like that? Like, I had no self-worth for myself, because some people I've been out with, they've put me down that much that I believed that I was worthless and that I wasn't worth just worthless, basically, because that they told me that much, that's how I felt. Guess what star sign I am, and then you might realise. Just guess. Who's quite a soft star sign? Who's a bit emotional? Who's a bit of an empath? No. I'm supposed to get on with Scorpios, actually. They're supposed to be one of my, I think, the best signs to get on with. No, it's not a Scorpio. Funny you should say. No. What? Oh, well, they say there's a Scorpio now. Are you Scorpio? What's this? Yes, Pisces. I think, I was just about to say, are you a Pisces, T. Lee Jones? I'm sure you said you were a Pisces last time, ages ago. Yeah, I'm a Pisces, and they are a bit dreamy and a bit soft, and will sort of forgive a bit too much, and then you wake up and think, no, not taking in crap anymore. Oh, you're a Leo these days? Before you was a Virgo. Right, okay. Virgos are actually I had a best friend who was a Virgo. We got on as well. But yeah, I think Pisces got on with Virgos, but I think I think my son's dad was a Scorpio, my first son. So, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone's single on here that like has been dating recently and you think that's dating's really weird or you find it alright or whatever, because do you know, in a sense as well, I know this sounds awful to anyone that might come on, but I think there's a lot of women out there that don't really respect themselves anymore because they feel like there's a programme on over here and I haven't been watching it. I did watch it the other night, not that I don't watch telly, but I just put it on and watched one of the shows and thought, my God, I don't know how I used to watch these. There's a show on called Love Island, and I did watch the one last year. That was all I was watching, and it's about a group of, I don't know if they have it in America, you know, you have The Bachelor and all that, but it's a group of, sorry, they made me a Virgo again, oh, okay. A group of girls and a group of guys, and they're all younger, obviously, you know, all beautiful and handsome and all that, and with their egos and all that, and they go in this villa, and then they have to couple up with each other, so it's a bit like the Bachelor thing, whatever you have over there, and then they've got to be voted off, and then they've got to see if they find true love in there, but I think there was one guy the other night called Adam, I think nobody likes, because it is like a sweet shop in there, don't get me wrong, they're all young and that, but you know, he's messed 4 girls around, and one of them's really upset and she was crying because he had told her, you know, that he really liked her and he thought he was going to go somewhere and all this, that and the other. And it just gets on my nerves because I just think, is that how everyone is this day? You know, they'll get with someone and as soon as the head's turned, they're off with someone else. Because I think when you're like that, and when she went to have a word with him and told him because he went off with this other girl, she was really upset and said, you know, you said this to me and you said that to me and now you're off with somebody else. He was smirking, you know, like he enjoyed it. He wasn't bothered that she was upset. She was crying in front of his face, which I thought was awful. No respect at all. And I just thought, you're going to be one of them men that, yeah, he might have been all right looking, but when his looks fade, because he's faffing around that much, he's going to end up on his own and a lonely person in the end, and no one's going to want him, because one, they're going to know what he's like in the end and how he treats women, and 2, his looks are going to go and he's not going to be able to get anyone anyway, and 3, because he's got a shite personality and he's a nasty person, so he's not really got much on his side there, I don't think. And he comes across ugly now, I think, because he's not that nice. Bye, MJ. You off to work or whatever time it is over there. Might catch you later or next time with your bacon sandwiches. You'll be getting fat. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just odd. And I don't go on them things anymore because I just think they're really bizarre and stuff. You haven't dated for 7 years. I don't know, it's weird because there are women out there that are good, but I think on the men's side as well, there's a lot of women out there that are exactly the same as what I was just saying. They're hi. They're exactly the same as they get their heads turned properly, you know. I'm basically saying those who cheat, you know, that aren't really bothered, that, you know, probably realise a long time after that maybe the person they cheated on was the one that was good for them, but they've messed it all up because they've gone and cheated. Yeah, I've heard people saying that about women being hunters. I was watching something the other day, or someone commented on something I said about, that's what I mean by gold diggers, or people hunting out people, and sometimes they're not even interested, you know, if they're with somebody or this, that, and if they're just not bothered. I know sometimes on the opposite side, because I've done it myself years ago, where you've got talking to someone and that person's told you a load of lies and said they weren't single. They were single when they weren't, or they were just breaking up in this relationship and all that, and you get that side of it as well. But I just don't know. But that's what I'm saying about how they're trying to rip up families today and the values, and like, sort of like, it's like we need to get back to like training in how to date, or even to get really old fashioned about it. We used to say courting over here, because everyone seems to just be like, they think it's like meeting someone and you've hardly spoke, and you know, they just want to jump in bed with each other, which is fair enough if that's what you want to do, but that isn't what dating's about. That's more like hookups, really. And that, to me, that's not what dating is. Dating is not that. I don't know what they call it in America, but dating is not that. You sort of dating a few times to see if you get on with each other. Because if you're going to do that, you know, hook up, and you don't really know that person, and then that person doesn't want to know after, it's going to make you feel really cheap and nasty, you know, like, if you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I just think it's so different these days to what it used to be. But I know there's people out there who think the same as me, maybe from my generation, but good job I'm not looking for a youngie guy, because, no. If you know what I mean. And I've seen videos as well where they like in America where they date and that, but they lie there as well, you know, saying they're not dating such and such a body, and then to me that's just a big headache. Like, I'd forget what I was saying to one person to the other, and I couldn't be bothered texting like 4 different people. It just get on my nerves. I'd rather concentrate on the one person I wanted to talk to. But it's just me, I'm just not like that, so it doesn't matter if someone is like that, it's each to their own and all that. Yeah, I mean, I've been told loads of times, you know, you should go out and have some fun and you should do this and you should do that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just not me. Yeah, I can go out and have fun and have a dance and have a, you know, you can have a flirt and that, but I don't mean I'm going to go off with someone. But it's because I just, no. So I don't know, I just think it's hard these days. And I don't go out that often to actually meet anyone, so, but I guess I need to start making an effort, really. But lately with all this stuff, men just put me off at the minute. I don't mean all men, but you know, and women these days, like I said, these feminists and that trying to demonise men all the time and make them feel like, it's like men are not liking a lot of women these days, and then women aren't liking men, and then what do? Who do you date then? If we're all hating each other, I know that's part of the agenda. You know, with all these different agendas going on, for men to hate women and women to hate men, so therefore nobody's getting together, and like, I guess that's another depopulation, isn't it? Because no one's reproducing or anything, because no one's getting together, because we all hate each other. It's great. We're never going to find anybody. They're all busy bones. Sorry, that's the people I follow. Yeah, but I think when you step back and you're single, you can actually see it sometimes. It's quite funny. Sandy said she knows the feeling. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. But there's always someone. I think if you're single, there's always somebody around the corner when you're least expecting it. And it's mainly, yeah, well, that's the thing. When you've got kids, it's not really about, well, you want to go out and meet people, but it's like hard because you've got kids, but you've got to concentrate on them, haven't you? But I always think it's if you go out on a night out with your friends, if you I don't mean looking for someone, but if you're thinking, oh, you never know, I might meet somebody this night, that's when you don't meet anybody. When you go out not thinking that, and you're just out having a genuinely, not that you're not having a genuinely good time, but you're just thinking, I'm just going out with the girls or the boys and I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not interested in looking, you know, I'm just going to go out and just be in the moment with my friends. That's normally when you meet somebody, because, you know, you're just doing your own thing. Someone might be watching, you don't know, but it's normally when you're not thinking about it or looking for it, that's when someone just sort of comes out of the blue, and it's like, oh my God, you know, I wasn't expecting. I remember a few years and years back when I was a lot younger and I was single, and yeah, that's when you always meet somebody. And I'd had fake tan on that day and it'd gone wrong. I don't wear that stuff anymore. And I had a black top on. Everyone knows I normally say on it, I can't stand black. Like, I don't mind black on the bottom of me, like pants or a skirt, but you don't tend to see me a lot with black colour on in a top wise, because I just don't think I suit it. Some people say I do, but I don't think I suit it. I like a lot of white and lighter colours. So I'd gone out in a black dress or top or something. I was thinking, oh God, I hate this colour. I don't think it suits me. My tan's gone wrong, or I don't think my hair's right. But I thought, oh well, just forget about it. I'm not looking for anyone anyway. I can't be bothered. I went out that night and there was this guy. He was lovely actually. Uh, I didn't get with him in the end, but it was just funny how he come up chatting, and you know, he thought I looked dead nice. I was feeling really like, you know, when you go out and think, oh, I've got nothing to wear. oh, I feel this, and if I don't really feel that good going out, but I thought I'll just go out anyway. And it was one of them, just don't look, just have a good time and forget about it. Not think, oh, just went off. Sometimes you might not think it does, or you might be really wanting to meet somebody, but I believe it always happens at the right time, because I believe things happen for a reason. And if you've needed to be on your own for a bit, you've needed to be on your own for a bit for a reason, like of discovering yourself again, or, you just needed that time to concentrate on other stuff, and you haven't got like distractions of being with someone, and you get a bit distracted with doing stuff with them and stuff, that you might be sort of like not concentrating on things that you could be concentrating on, if you know what I mean. But I totally went off the subject of talking about celebrities and videos. Oh, since your divorce, I'm such. Yeah, because sometimes it can be really heartbreaking when you split up with someone, because even if you know it's right, because maybe they've not been right for you, or there might have been horrible things like violence, whatever it was, but you sort of still upset because you were with them a long time, and you still would have had, even if the person wasn't that nice, you would have still had English ladies, you would have still had good times with that person. So you think a lot about the memories. I think while you are single, you should focus on what you're doing. I couldn't see that then. I couldn't see the end. And I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? Someone jogged me memory. What was I saying then? What was I saying? I could do things with my voice and talking. Yeah. I like chatting. That's why I made this channel up at the beginning when I didn't know what I was doing, because I like having, I'm just a chatterbox, so I talk a lot of rubbish, I think, and it's pretty random, but people seem to like it. So, Manchester radio. No, we're this out. Hang on a minute. No, don't forget, Tinfoil Hat News is the new channel. It won't sit on my head. It's a bit small for my head. It's the hat. It is. I've got to put another one on the front though. I don't know what to put on. It's not Russia anymore. That's why I can't find a man. It's Russia's fault. I forgot. It's Russia's fault. It's Russia's fault. That's it. It's Russia's fault. I'm not dating anyone. Just thought I'd let you know that. Because Russia is the new swear word. So, Russia. It's Russia's fault. I'm blaming Russia. I look a bit Russian. I don't think I look Russian. I don't know. I'm looking a bit grey. That's what I'm looking. Have you seen these greys? Look. I've still been growing it out, Sandy. I really feel like dyeing it, but I really want to see like what I'd look like with. What I need to do is get a wig, a really cheap one, and just see what I'd look like with like really white silver hair. Because the thing is, if I didn't like it, I could just dye it greys. I love grey hair. I love women who've got really light grey hair, and they've got different tones in, because they're coming in. Can you see them? Now you're getting funnier. What? Because I've got grey hair. I do though. I don't know. I need to get a wig and try the wig on just to see what it'd look like with grey hair. You'd have been laughing before because I had my hair brushed around my head with with this scarf on, because because my hair's naturally curly, I was trying to brush it straight without putting heat on it. So I had this tied around my head. And you use your head. You put a bun there, and then you put all this round your head, and you brush it round your head like your head's a roller, so it straightens your hair out. It probably doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm trying to leave it as long as I can, and then I might dye this bit darker to match up here, and then just let it come out. I've seen women with like dark hair with all like white streaks at the front. I think it looks dead funky, so. Oh, I don't care, me. I'm like, yeah, look at these white hairs here. I always say to everyone, look at my white hairs. And my sister goes, it's all around here. So look at this. And my sister goes, oh, you haven't got a lot. And I say, yes, I have. But she's trying to say it as in, she don't want to offend me. And I'm like, no, I like them. Just tell me I've got loads. I'm not bothered. I'll just wear a hat. Yeah, they match my hat, my silver. My silver. No, I do. I go out every morning. I'm like, oh my God, like, can you see them there? Like, look at all these. Look at all the. And then, do you know what I think sent me grey quite quickly? It's all this red pilling business. I think it's since they found out about Q, for those of you on it, and things that are going on in the world and America and the red pill thing. I think I've just gone grey finding out about all the Democrats and all the Satanism things and weird things going on in the world. And oh, that's another thing, peeps. The people who were on the QAnon thing, for those of you that know or know slightly or just don't know when you're asleep, I'm going to say it anyway. Yeah, wait until I get them on my chest, yeah. I saw this at the bottom of the map, for those of you who were on the thing, and it says, I was talking about aliens the other day, and it says down here, Q map is breadcrumbs, because it's supposed to be quite a few breadcrumbs there. Breadcrumbs of truth, and you've got to go and research this out to find out the truth. And then it says, Palladian guidance. Like, oh, look, it's got Soros, Rothschilds, Saudi Arabia. But it says Palladians, and I'm like, I've watched videos about that. That's supposed to be like alien things, people, things, entities or something. But there's a lot on here, and I think what I've decided to do is take little sections off, because it is massive, and like maybe research and talk about them, because this came to mind, this sort of like interested me, and this bit is the technology and I can't even say it now, spirituality. But guess what's at the top of this map, everybody, of like pure evilness? Just guess what you think would be at the top of a evil map of evilness. That's all I can call it. Just guess what might be at the top of that map. Yeah, you have to sort the wheat from the chaff. I'll show you. There's quite a few odd things going on there. The Vatican. Oh, there is, but this is the stuff that I've been watching and we've been finding out. I'm looking at this now because I got this at the beginning of the year and I couldn't understand it. Now I'm like, oh, look who's there. Russia. But yeah. Oh, and guess who's in the middle? You know, because they so tell the truth, don't they? CIA. It's just quite interesting to look at. You're just like, what? Oh yeah, I know when I hold it up that it's the wrong way around, but it's tough basically. You just have to figure it out. But it was this that I was looking at. It says technology, seeing as I was talking about technology of the day and aliens yesterday, spirituality, plus you're blind. How do you know what I look like then? It's just interesting because it's got a lot of different things on there. And the one that's sticking out the most, there's a few of them, is Ra. And Solomon's Temple. Yeah, just quite a few odd things on that map. But it's quite interesting. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a research around YouTube like I normally do. But yeah, I was talking about you've got to watch out for the celebrities' videos, because if you go and watch that video, the woman who follows a crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone, likely to find... Well, I didn't see the end of it. I'll have to read it if someone else comments. Yeah, don't follow... It's like being a load of fishes. Don't follow the school of fish. Swim the other way. The woman who walks alone is likely to find places no one else has ever been. Oh, yeah. Definitely. You don't have to do... Because that's when you're younger. You think you have to... when you're younger, you do things because your friends are doing it. It's like peer pressure. And sometimes you might not want to do it, but you do it because you don't want to be seen untrendy, or, the one who's boring, or... You want to be popular. That's always been the thing when you're young, when you're at school, peer pressure and stuff like that. So sometimes you go along with stuff, sometimes just because you might know it's not right, but sometimes you do it because you don't want to be picked on, or you don't want to be seen as uncool. But then you sort of look at the person who didn't want to do it and you think they're quite cool actually for going with what they know is right, and they're not just doing things just because everybody else is doing it. And that, I think that is a thing. Some people are like that when they're younger and some people aren't, and some people go through that and realise that as they get older and get more confident and realise that they can speak up and they don't have to follow, so they go and do what they want. But sometimes that's a process in itself with some people, that they're not afraid of someone laughing at them because you're doing something different. And like I've always said, and I know Sandy on has seen a lot of my videos, I've always said, do you, and do what makes you happy. It doesn't matter if someone else thinks you're silly or whatever it is, as long as you're making yourself happy and you're doing the right thing. Why should it concern somebody else? So if someone's a good friend of yours, then they shouldn't be falling out with you because you're not doing what they want you to do all the time. You're doing stuff to make you happy as well. And I've always said that, because on these videos I do, it's normally always about positivity. But yeah, if you do want to go and check the video out I was talking about at the beginning, it is No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. I can't say her name right, so, whatever. Yep, exactly, amen. I'll watch it. No, honestly, if you go and watch it, just look at the video, but when it gets to the bit in the middle, because it is all light and dark, but if you're on the QAnon, you don't have to be on the QAnon just saying, look at the symbolism in certain videos, that try and pause it and see, because she's in a circle, and like I said, there's a letter at the bottom with something scribbled on it, and I've seen some of the words, and there's a lot of eyes, all this business, Illuminati stuff. This is all the saints and stuff, a lot of born into it. Little pieces of jigsaws. There's just references in there to me. And the three faces that are on the floor, her face that she takes off, she's got a blank face. There's some on sticks, or whatever they are. But to me, that's it reminds me of see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And she says shut up, shut your mouth in it quite a lot, because that's what they're wanting us to do at the minute. But try and see if you can see what's on the letter, because I thought I saw blood, but it looked like the second O and the D was covered up with something, and it looked like it said breathing. It looked like it said sweetener and successful, but it definitely said God is a woman, and that was underlined, so you can see that right there. But if you were watching that normally, you probably wouldn't even notice that. I just paused it and thought, there looks like there's something in that frame that looks a bit subliminal to me. But yeah, check it out and see if it might have just been me, but that's what I saw, and I just found it quite interesting. So yeah. Yeah, probably just some LA cokehead director. It probably was, because they're all like that, aren't they? But yeah, I don't know if there's been any doorknobbing lately, I don't know, but I shall see you soon, because that was a bit of a waffle. Just went totally off the subject, but people who've known me for a while know I'm a bit like that, so I shall see you soon. Oh, I keep smiling. You've got to keep smiling, because if you didn't, you'd cry, wouldn't you? But not that I've got nothing to cry about, I haven't. It's just finding truth out and pushing forward. See you soon.